Are you though?
We don't
I have
talk
my
about
headset.
Bruno.
I have to use the bathroom.
No problem. Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube, Twitch, and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here in our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 hairs a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. Lastly, if you are interested in joining any of our campaigns, we do have limited open slots available. Our Tuesday early campaign, our Saturday early campaign are currently the only two with, slots. If you're interested in them, be sure to reach out and let me know. Now, without further ado, Mr. Amazing, give us that recap.
Yeah, so last week we started off when Ada, disguised as Jenny, had just woken up from her memory flash from another ship. She mentioned we'll talk about it later, and we continued heading toward the ship that we were going to surveil and get on board. It's nighttime. Jenny uses her boots of flying to fly to the front of the ship, just over and kind of hide. Meanwhile, Damson and Flittish.
Flittish.
Who were you
Flittish
talking
was
to?
not here last week.
Oh, Beryl. Damson and Beryl. Sorry. I got really confused a minute. Damson was pretending to talk to Beryl about some type of soup and stuff like that as they're walking down the docks, trying to make a distraction. Mr. Amazing hides a little bit. Soon, though, and there's an Eldritch Knight, ends up being an enemy on the ship, and soon combat ensues, with some blue robe mages showing up, an archmage showing up. Ada ends up tackling the archmage into the bay, into the water, which was a good move, and the mage the archmage had the only option of trying to cast a spell to get out of the way. The only spell that they could cast is teleport, so they teleported out of there. Meanwhile, we continue to fight the blue robe mages and the eldritch knights. We ended up winning. One was saved. There also, during that fight, Damson summoned a dragon to help us. And after the fight, it was discussed that we were going to have the dragon say, "Where are the blue robe mages? They've stole my eggs," trying to make a little misdirection with that. We head back. Ada, Jenny, turns into another disguise as a different blue robe and takes the Eldritch Knights off into the woods, interrogates them, and then she kills him. Also, we found some things on the ship, and that's where we are. I think I hit everything.
Yep. So, after a shortened interrogation from Ada and everybody getting back onto the caravan, the rest of the crew who's been sleeping this whole time is handling the ship itself, leaving all of you on the back of it with a small campfire formed. As it is glowing, I believe it was Mr. Amazing who was going to initiate?
I don't really remember. Maybe. I'll do it anyway. I suppose you're wondering why I've asked you all to make sure that you stay after we eat and stuff. I think we should make sure that our communication is clear amongst us. I'm feeling, although I'm very grateful for all of you, I'm feeling that we're not as well oiled and tight as we could be, and this could ruin or affect any future misdirection that we have or dealings. So, if we could all just air out anything that's going on or discuss. I find that sometimes the cohesiveness is not how I need it to be, especially if we're going to be hunted by mages. I need to make sure all of you are on board and up to date. They are very deadly and dangerous. Ada, thank you for taking that mage underwater, but I'm sure they'll be prepared next time.
Yes, I suppose they will. Just to be clear, Joey, did you say the other NPCs are around us right now as well?
No,
Or...
they are so far away from this conversation. None of them have the remote possibility of ever hearing a word any of you are saying right here and right now.
Right.
And for additive security, Mr. Amazing, throw up a dome.
Yep, I got my dome up. I've got like alarm spells. I throw up my dog,
right.
my hound. We will know if anyone approaches or anything.
Yeah. So Ada will drop her disguise and speak regularly with her accent. Well, I suppose you have a point there. I would say it's been not without reason that I have not been as forthcoming with some things as I perhaps should have shared earlier, but and to be clear, Sylph, it's you accused me earlier of being untrustworthy, and I said that's not the case, but well, not untrustworthy, but not trusting you. And I suppose it is true to some extent, but not out of it's not out of any sort of malice. I simply haven't been sure about many things, and I am a bit more clear-headed now. But as for the mage, Mr. Amazing, you said they were the Archmage of Divination, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Right, so I suppose we will have to take some steps to protect ourselves from any, like, scrying or divination magic.
I think before that we need to all get on the same page as the foundationally some members of our group, the lack of trust is getting to a point where I fear that this is going to get one of us killed. And considering we have all fought together, bled together, and quite literally saved each other's lives countless of times before, we need to fix this now. To your point, Ada, I understand that you've been holding back painful memories, and the rest of us have been pretty forthcoming with our own. We don't know what you experienced, but it's clear that whatever they were are very painful, as like you said, you've gotten very upset and lashed out at us trying to help. I don't blame you for it. I mean, a little bit, but you remembered something very painful. But even as we try to help you and ask what's wrong, you shut down and then lash out. Like, did you notice during that last fight that Sylph did not come and help until I asked for them?
It did.
Do you know why that is?
Well, I assume it's because of that. But I also recall that Sylph said they would not be intervening until tomorrow or the day after.
It
So
was over. I apologize for interrupting you, but it was already tomorrow. They did not intervene because you gave them the command of do not do anything without being asked to do so. And because they said to be in your service, until I asked them for help, they didn't assist. You said that out of frustration and anger as they tried to help you get refocused on the situation. You gave them a command and they followed. So I would like you to be, if possible, could you please be a lot more careful with your wording and to take back those commands? It's not fair.
Right. Well, to be clear, that is not something I had in mind, even. As you know, I am not as used to dealing with, well, Fae. To be perfectly blunt about it, I don't. I don't instinctively know all the intricacies of the rules they follow. But yes, I will take back that command. I did not think of it as a restriction on their ability to act. But when that happened, I had just remembered quite a lot, and it was very overwhelming. And it felt like I barely had time to be processing it before you all came in and made, well, certain demands of me. And I will say, yes, of course, I was in an emotional state.
We'd made the demands of you because, well, Tamsin and the others were in danger, and we did not know. Well, time was of the essence.
But
And to be frank, if one of these memories occurs during the heat of battle and you get any of us get shut down like that, there's a good chance we'll all die. So I think the whole point of us trying to get you to refocus instantly and not yet process it was because we had an immediate mission, and that's, well, there's time to process afterwards.
sure, yes, but there are some things that is a bit harder to deal with than simply pushing it away for the moment. But be that as it may, I am of sound mind right now, and to be clear, the reason I haven't been, well, one of the reasons is that I haven't been as forthcoming as perhaps you want, or as I perhaps should have, is because I have not been, well, yes, I have not been trusting, but not necessarily just of you. I have not been sure whether or not I could trust myself. And I remember a few more things now that put things into perspective and has made quite a few things clear for me. It's hard to sort of convey the whole extent of it all, but you know, I have dabbled in such things as poison and, well, maybe not dabble, it's something of an expertise. But it's not just poisons. I have been part of a project that was meant, initially, the way it was explained to me at least, to be of great medical development in my home nation of Nyrond. But I was tricked. I was betrayed. And instead, what was meant to be an advancement in medicine has been turned into well, what essentially became the plague you have heard of.
Did When you found out what it was doing, did you stop?
I was being forced to work on it. I was betrayed by a person I thought I could trust. A person who I was actually engaged with. And I did not remember this until last night. And they kept me captive for, well, it's a bit difficult to know exactly how long it was, but about a year, I would think, where I was being forced to use my knowledge and my skills to work on something I opposed, or essentially be killed. And I also have family that I care deeply for, and I was afraid what would happen to them if I did not cooperate as well.
Well, that is very terrible that that happened to you, and it does explain why you've been so untrustworthy towards us. That you've seen everything with an act of we're hiding something of suspicion. Like back when we first realized that Sylph was inside a cat, that they are two people sharing the same body. Though surely you do realize that they are completely separate people, right? That you can't treat Sylph like you would treat Cat because they aren't the same.
Well, yes, I suppose well, a part of me is unsure. And I don't mean that with any malice, but it seemed to me like Cat was being, well, manipulated into being a certain way. And if that could happen, like if Cat was simply, well, let's say, an aspect of Sylph, how can I know that is not the case with Sylph's new form? It's
Because they said so, and Fae do not lie. Fae only trick, but they do not deceive. It's all play of words. And they said quite clearly, they are not Cat, and that Cat is a different one entirely.
well, again, this goes back to, like, I am not used to the way Fae work. You are, sorry, Sylph, but you are fundamentally different creatures from us humans. You have different ways of seeing things, which are foreign to me. And I suppose part of that is also why I have been somewhat mistrustful. Although I have tried, and I want to trust you. It's just I can't shake that thought, like, in the back of my head, that what if this is some other trick, or some part of some long-term plot to gain my trust and then be betrayed again.
I have to admit that not entirely sure if Sylph and Cat are two separate people completely. And I did not realize that Sylph was so literal in their wording. And Ada, must be difficult for you to trust. You said you didn't even trust yourself, and if these memories are coming back, it must be very hard not knowing who you... I can't put the words in your mouth. I have not experienced it, but it must be very, very difficult if you don't even trust who you think you are or were.
Yes, and to elaborate on that point, it's I have had vague memories for a while about parts of that project I mentioned. But I did not know the full extent of my involvement in it, or if it was willing, if I had in fact voluntarily taken part in creating a plague that is a catastrophe for my home country, and I don't know how many people have died because of it. That is why I said I was unsure of trusting even myself. And well, it's not necessarily something I have done consciously, but I suppose I have been wanting to keep knowledge from you all to help with keeping not only myself but all of us safe from. Perhaps that is a misguided course of action, but well, it's what I have been. I realize this now, that it's what I've been doing.
Well, then let us clear the air of and share the information that any of us have been holding back. Because if we are going into Nyrond, I'm just going to be completely frank here. I will not risk the lives of Sylph, Flittish, myself, or anyone else here without us all knowing exactly what we're walking into. So if anyone has anything that they've kept from the rest of us, let us all agree that now is the time that we will share it. And while we might be upset, that we will move forward with clearer minds and promises to one another that we won't withhold information that will put others' lives at risk. And I understand for some whose words are quite literally bonds that such promises cannot be made easily. So if different wording must be stated to do so, then so be it. Welcome back, Sylph.
Oh, I didn't know you. Oh.
They had their headset on the whole time, so they could hear anything, just
okay,
not speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let us start by clearing the air of any complaints, critiques, suggestions, and even things that people do really well. Would anyone like to go first?
Everyone roll a d20.
Well, I can
never mind.
go first. It's well, first off, I am sorry for lashing out at you. It was not. Well, I won't make any excuses for it, although at the time it did feel warranted. And like I said, it's not that I entirely distrust you, Sylph. There's just, like I said, there is that hint of suspicion that has been in the back of my mind, and perhaps it's well, when Stylax died, I felt like the only person I truly could trust was gone, and I know that may have been unfair. As you said, we have bled together, we have been through many trials together. And so yes, I suppose I owe it to all of you to be more trustful. It's just, it is not something that comes easily for me. But Mr. Amazing, you bring forth a good point, and if we are to stay as a group and help each other with our sort of personal issues, then that trust is needed.
Thank you for that, Baroness. It really is important. I've killed many wizards. And when I tell all of you that it's very important to not blow off how strong they are or can be, I mean it. And just you associating with me, I try to deflect and misdirect as I can, but there may be times that they may come against us. I do not belong to any tower or anything, which in some ways gives me strengths, but it also brings danger. I often don't speak of wizards I've taken out in the past. I try to keep it a little bit on the down low. And I tend to be a little paranoid, if you haven't noticed, but that's when you have wizards that can come against you at any moment. You've got to be careful. And so this is exactly why I need all of us to come together and be that strong team so that we can all do this.
That is perfectly reasonable.
Before this shelf, either of you wish to go next?
About the only thing that I have to add is people are hard. Things tend to be a lot more simple in the animal world. I do the best that I can, but oftentimes when things get difficult, I will just revert to animal and go off on my own when people are too much to deal with. I haven't yet felt the need for that with this group. So that says a lot.
Well, that's good.
Self?
Hi.
Anything to add to the conversation?
I am processing.
Okay.
I do have one more thing to ask or to suggest. So if I apologize, I didn't realize how literal that you were.
I said it 3 times.
Perhaps, yes, but everyone thinks that they're the same, right? Ada thinks like everyone's like her, thinks the same way. You think everyone's like you, thinks the same way. I do. It's all our perspective. It's sometimes we have to broaden those perspectives even when people are telling us otherwise. My request, and do not answer this or give a pledge when I'm done speaking. Give it time to think. But my request would be that maybe a little slower on giving your word, just to make sure that the word you give doesn't preclude you from acting too soon. Just a thought for you to chew on. I'm not asking you to do anything now. That's just something I'd like to throw out there.
Is in sort of addition to that, just to perhaps clear it up a bit more how my perspective on that is, so we don't have a further miscommunication, Sylph. I come from a noble background where courts and families often flatter one another with fine words, and they are very rarely meant. There is well, in Ireland there is the king, of course, but we have a long history of noble families plotting against one another, against perhaps even the king, which sort of, I suppose, adds to a bit of well, culture of mistrust and not putting too much weight in words.
So quite literally the opposite of how Sylph sees the world and how the rules that they abide by.
Indeed.
So, going forward, because it's Sylph's fundamental nature that cannot change, just as
Can I
and
make a suggestion?
go on.
You seem to speak a lot for Sylph. And defend Sylph beyond anything that I've ever seen. And I don't know, I did cut you off. I don't know exactly what you're going to say. But you started defending Sylph again and coming up with a solution or a plan. Maybe we can let Sylph think about it or tell us, or unless there's something I'm missing in the relationship. I don't know if there's a symbiotic relationship that the two of you have or not.
Can I this is also something that has been adding to well, I suppose my mistrust, because, well, as Mr. Amazing is pointing out, it sometimes seems almost as if you, Damson, are almost compelled to be on Sylph's side for whatever reason, as if it is some sort of enchantment.
I mean, if you desire, Mr. Amazing, to see if there's an enchantment on me, you can, but there's not. I just trust Sylph with my entire life. That literally all of my memories that I've recovered involve me being with Kat at the time, who is also Sylph. They are two sides of the same coin. So I trust them completely with my life.
So what can we do to get that trust so that we're at the same level as Sylph and never far behind like we are now?
I don't think that is quite possible.
Exactly.
Because it would take a lifetime.
Yeah. No, I've quite literally known them from literally the first memories I have of we were in the same Roman camp, that we were side by side companions, and even when the camp had to be disbanded due to conflict, I ran away with them because even my mother told us to run, and I've been with them since.
It's just was because well, Sylph being Sylph again is a recent development, right?
Correct.
I assume he was Cat back then.
Correct.
And this is a different person now, correct?
Two sides of the same coin. That's how they've explained it.
But that's where it comes in difficult. I almost ran into yesterday's accent. That's where it becomes difficult, because at the beginning of this conversation, you were saying they're not the same person. And it seemed, I'm not trying to judge, but and I do realize you have a long history. I'm not saying to go against Sylph or anything like that, but it seems like any time something comes up, you immediately jump forward and speak for Sylph and defend them without listening or without anything. And I don't know, it's just an observation.
Well, to clarify the whole two different people, like I said, it's two people, one body, one, and they're all I guess the closest comparison would be that of a coin. There's two sides, one coin. Two pe- One is Sylph, who is knightly, orderly, and then there's Cat, who is chaotic. And
Yes, but
I
you
love them both.
yes, but you only allow that in your relationship with Kat, not in the beginning when you said no, they're two separate people. So you're allowing yourself to go, oh, but I've been with them, even though they're two sides of one coin. But you guys must act. I'm just observing, I'm trying to figure this out so that we can be a solid unit. That's all.
My problem now is, how do I stay with someone who has, in their own words, harmed their own people? Then create another weapon unintentionally without the knowledge of her doing so beforehand. How good is your word? Because I know how good mine is.
Is that for Ada or myself?
Anyone who speaks with this knowledge at this moment.
Well, as I said, my involvement in that project ended up being something entirely different than what I was led to believe. I am not proud of it, but my loyalty is first and foremost to my family.
I have a dumb question then, Ada. And it's purely hypothetical. But if you right now could go back in time and stop yourself from making this, would you? Even if it meant having to commit the ultimate act.
To go back and kill myself, you mean?
Yes. To stop the plague that has harmed the ones you love in the lands.
I don't think that'd be the only option to stop.
If it came down to it. If there was no other choice. Other than to either let it play out or to stop it right then and there. Hypothetically.
Well, that is a more difficult question to answer than you may initially think of it as. Because I do not know yet whether or not my actions or involvement in that has hurt my family. I imagine it has, but I would not know whether or not my actions to prevent it would harm my family more than what has happened. But it's not to say that I don't care about anyone else. That is not true. I want everyone. I want us to have a working civilization. And I know that, yes, that might seem counterintuitive, but as I said, I did not intend to create a plague. I was forced to. And, well, Sylph, yourself, you said when I asked you, what do you want? You want to see the world burn, right? Wasn't that what you said?
It depends on what period of time we're talking.
Well, I have to relate to our current time, my lifetime. I mean, if you were to
Yes.
say that you want to see the past burn, that sure, but it would not make sense to me.
No, no. If it was me who said that, wouldn't really be me, but I do remember Kat saying that.
No, this was you.
When was this?
It was after you turned into Sylph. I don't remember specifically when, but it's not that many sessions ago. I think it was when we were in Yearn.
I'm drawing a blank. I only remember Kat saying something of the similar lines. But if Sylph did say that, then I trust your judgment.
Because the only other time I could think of something like that, of where we were asked something like that, was back when we first met the caravan. But I don't remember what was said because both my sheet and Sylph's sheet broke during that session.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff we were saying was just kind of like passive.
And
I'm remembering it was after you all were left unattended inside of the house, and you guys had your first bout of discussing like goals and what it is you want. Sylph did mention that they don't like this city. It'd be better off if it burned.
The religious
Yes,
one?
I remember
Yes.
that. Yes, the
Yeah,
religious
yeah,
one. Yes.
Oh, I think weren't you just referring to the religious city itself?
Or it was civilization as a whole.
I
somewhat I remember it was like more catastrophic, like grand scope.
yeah.
I think it was civilization or the city. One of those. Has been like 14 sessions.
That's still big. It's still big.
Yeah,
City or
For the humor of it and looking at ideals, I will go for the ladder.
Which is
The kingdom.
okay. So the civilization. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so let's work with that knowledge because for your characters, it's much sooner than it was for us.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
It's still been like 6 months since then, but yeah.
I mean, it's still a fucking statement. So Ada, same
Yeah.
question, I assume.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she's really under the impression that you want to watch the world burn.
Fair.
Yeah. I do think humans are a mistake at this point. You are the living proof. I don't say that with malice or hatred. I have none for you. I've gone past those. It's the oddity of strip someone of all their memories of whom they were. What do you get? We know who you are if you strip everything away. Are you a good person?
I would say probably not. Yeah, it depends on how you define good, and who is in a position of defining that. I want what's good for me and for my family, and those I care about.
Clearly.
But
Mr. Amazing. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, if I will not pretend to be some sort of heroic, moral person. That is. That is not me at all. I don't think it applies to any of us, to be fair. And I don't mean that as an insult. It's just... Right.
No, I understand. I mean, I did die for you guys.
You did. And it hurt deeply. I'm not gonna lie, it broke me a little bit. And I think that's part of the reason why I've been very attached to make sure that you're alright. As I don't want to see you die again.
But won't your friend Cat come back if they do die?
Yes.
And it will hurt to see Cat die and for Sylph to come back. I cannot say that it will not hurt to lose one friend to gain another, because that will always hurt. And I cannot say that I would ever wish for that. As much as I miss Cat, if Sylph goes unconscious as the wording of the deal was and Cat returns, I will dearly miss Sylph. But I will not force that happen to get Sylph back. Because I care for them both. And I will protect them. Just as I would protect you guys to make sure that you guys do not die and perish. Mr. Mating, do you consider yourself a good person?
Yes, I do. Of course, it depends on what you define as good. I do consider myself a good person. I think most people probably consider themselves to be good people. It's their individual actions in different areas that others might disagree with.
It also depends on their capability for self-insight or reflection.
I agree with that too. I mean, after all, I do tricks and make children happy. Isn't that good?
The outside appearance for the alternative motive does not make it good, no.
I enjoy making kids happy. That's why I had so much fun at the carnival. Amazing, huge, so much bigger than the ones in my youth.
How many children educations have you gotten to fruition?
One more time, if you could phrase that
sorry.
slightly.
How many children's education have you brought into fruition?
Oh, many. I've helped many children, beyond count.
How many are still alive?
I have no idea. I've traveled and I do birthday parties and I have no idea. If you're asking me if I've killed any of the children. No.
Oh, no. That goes even beyond my bounds. I can't do children of any kind.
Yes.
Agreed.
But I have no idea of those that are still around and not. You do a large birthday gathering. Sometimes it's a few handful, 5, 10. Sometimes those 35 or 40. You get the rich people in there, and oh my God, they want 200, 250 kids, and it's fun, but it can be a little exhausting. Actually, the more I think about it, the 250 is much easier than when it's 3 or 4.
Overwhelming, you might say.
Yes.
Just to bring us a little bit, well, I'm not sure exactly what is the reasoning for this line of inquiry. I mean, are we going to pretend to be some sort of moral? What are we? Well, I mean, I'm curious about what the intention behind it is now. I mean, what is it you want? Do you want us to do good things? Sort of? Is that...
Originally, it's why I came here to do good. But yet, I don't feel I have been.
Again, it also I think goes back to the definition of good. Amongst us, as you know, I've taken out some wizards. Some of them may not have deserved to, and others certainly did. So let's talk about the ones that did deserve to be taken out. Was that good that I killed them?
No one deserves to be taken out.
With that, I disagree.
No, that's because you're human. Of pure nature, does a deer look at another deer and be like, I'm gonna kill you now? No. Does a deer know the time of day?
Yes.
They look up and look down and they understand there is light. Basic nature has existed before you creatures existed.
Well, but nature is
And
not good. Sorry if I'm interrupting here. Nature is
that's the
excessively brutal
point.
and uncaring.
No. That's just nature. That's
Mhm.
it's all encompass. Nature is of life. Is life good or bad?
Neither. It is.
Thank you.
Right.
So if it is, then inherently there is just good people born of that statistic. All creatures, as Mr. Amazing has put it from their teachings of something of the monstrosity must be taken out, but not all monsters are monsters, right? Or am
Correct.
I wrong in that?
You're correct. Look back at the lycanthropes that we met. There were some that the head preacher was trying to convert everyone to the town, while his son just wanted, and the others with them just wanted to live, wanted to be part of their society. Their
So
na-
when I talk, sorry.
No,
I
go
thought
ahead,
you
go
were
ahead.
So when I talk of good and evil, I mean the very fundamental. I don't talk about morals. That's a human concept. That you're adapted from the owls. For party games, mind you.
Really? Like she's like genuinely like asking like is that really where morals come from?
When you deal with creatures that don't inherently die, there isn't sadness in that typical way. Actors, people, personalities, people of long age can go through different cycles of personalities, different ways.
Oh,
I mean, are
you
you
there,
the
Tara?
same you? Yeah, hello?
Oh, you cut off for a second.
No, they were clear for us. I think it was you.
Yeah.
Oh, it was me. Internet went
Sorry.
unstable. There it is.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
Was you the same person when you was a child? Of course not. Was you the same person 2 years ago? Of course not. You fundamentally changed, and that's what's brilliant about you. You're unpredictable. You are chaos. So I'm debating if I stick with you, there's going to be far more death. Am I going to be okay with that because it's going to have innocence as well? And I don't like that part, truthfully.
But aren't you? So to be clear, you are an immortal being.
Um, in a way, yes.
Right. But it seems to me that if you are immortal, death would be as natural to you as anything else, because, well, for us humans, it's you live to, if you're lucky, you can be like 90, maybe even 100 in some legends. But the great unifier is that everyone dies. Even if you are a tyrant, if you are some warlord who conquers vast empires and all that, at some point you die from old age. Even if you don't die from sickness or battle or anything in between. That is what allows us to continue flourishing. That is why we are not stagnant. It is, well, I will not pretend to know much about elven culture, but elves are not the great innovators in the world. It is humans. Well, some could argue, apparently gnomes, but well, they are weird creatures. And if you want to talk about like the morality of in life, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Like, take that deer you spoke of. Okay, so a lion kills the deer. Okay, is that a bad action if you consider that the lion needs to feed their cubs so that they can grow up and prosper? Should the deer then just say, "Oh yes, that's a good action for me to die, so you can feed the cubs"? No, it doesn't make any sort of logic. It is simply
Because you're
is.
trying to add logic where there is no logic. Because
Exactly. That so there is no good or evil in it. It simply is.
you're understanding where I'm coming from now, then.
Right, but I am still failing to see the reasoning behind this this whole discussion. I
I
mean,
don't
we've
want you to die.
thanks. I don't want to die either.
No.
But I am
I
going
have
to one day.
grown attached to you. Am I going to be okay watching you and Mr. Amazing die? Along with Fladish? They are within my book and bounds. They are protected. You, on the other hand, are not. Anything could happen, and I wouldn't be able to fully reach out and protect you.
But you can't protect us from old age.
I could.
I think one thing, Baroness. I think Sylph is asking, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, Sylph, if you would sign their book so that they know they could protect you a little bit more. Maybe not from old age, but from other things that happen.
Right. Well, yes, I suppose if that is the only um, if that is the only part of it, and I will admit, yes, the reason I haven't signed it is because when you asked, I did not trust you. But I am more inclined to do so now. I I simply have not fully understood your nature, as it were.
Oh, if you wanted that, you just have to ask, as Mr. Amazing has found out today. My words are the literal meaning of such. I'm unable to lie. I can bend around them or not speak at all. But as I said, I've sworn to you before as your knight, and I still mean that. But
Okay.
I haven't felt too great being that around you. But I can tell that something is different around you now.
Right. Well, I will admit Yes, perhaps I have not made things easy for you as well. It is not because it has been my intention. But, well, yes, it all boils down to that smidgen of distrust I've had in the back of my head for a while. But I am, well, for what it's worth, I am sorry for that. And, well, it's very good we had this talk.
The forest thrives because predator and prey trust the balance. Too much hunger and the prey vanishes. Too much fear and the predators starve. Trust keeps the cycle whole.
Wise
Very well
words.
said, Fluttish. Speaking of trust, Damson, is there anything else you would like to add or say? I think I've realized one of the things that, and it's probably a personal thing, but you know, when you go off to when you're involved in any group and cliques start to form in that group, even though you're supposed to be a whole solid piece.
No,
I think you're
100%.
yes, and I think it's that clique that you and Sylph have, the two of you, Damson and Sylph have, that I think that makes it feel like there's a wall that's separating the two of you off from us.
The
For
same
me,
thing could
that's
be
my
said
picture.
about you and Ada. As I'll freely admit before now, and you've said, Ada, that you had that hint of distrust. I felt for a while that it was just you were trusting Mr. Amazing because they were human, but that didn't make sense for Flittish because you didn't confide in her and she's also human.
Well, yes, I suppose I can see where you're coming from, but well, I think Mr. Amazing himself can testament to the fact that I did not trust him.
I'm also not going to lie, and this is going to be very rude sounding of me, but it kind of felt like you were rebounding after the loss of Stylex into Mr. Amazing. And because you were very self-destructive after the loss of Stylex.
Well, I suppose there is some truth to that. I would say that there is perhaps a well, there was a familiarity in being around someone else who is human. This is not to say that I don't view any of like you yourself as not persons in the same way, but you are different creatures. I'm sorry if that formulation is maybe a little bit strange, but
It's factual.
it is, and I don't know how. Like, for all I know, the way you as a dragonborn, the way you view the world could be entirely different from mine, without either of us even knowing about it.
Oh, believe me, it is. There's plenty from my own natural nature that makes me look at something like, that should be mine. But I try not to act on those instincts. It's very hard to personally do so, but I feel like it is not moral is the wrong word, but it is the correct choice at the time. Because I do not wish to cause myself or others to get run out of a town like we have kind of been consistently doing. I think there's only been, like, what, 2 towns that we haven't been ran out of?
Well,
I mean, think about it. The only ones were Yurn and Iskandria. Every other one we've basically been ran out of. I don't count the
No, we
villages.
were run out of Yarn as well because we were told to leave because Ada's, you know, family member was going off to leave, so there was no formal protection.
right.
True. So, actually, yeah, I think it's just Iskandria is the only one we weren't ran out of. And of course, there's the small villages, but a village is different than a town.
Right.
Villages can either hate travelers or love them because they bring in wealth. They can help boost them up.
Right.
So, yeah, believe me, there's been times where, like, walking into Yurn, there is nothing more that I wanted to do than to frankly watch it burn because I don't agree with a whole bunch of the religious aspects. But
Yeah.
because it was your father-in-law, I held back my tongue. And doing the little bit of exploring I did almost resulted in my death, just cementing the further idea that religion is a bunch of hooey, to be polite.
Right. Well, I can agree with that point. I
And
also
this is where
didn't-
we differ.
Right.
And it's okay to differ.
Right.
Sylph, so that the rest of everyone is clear, so that they know any rules that you, being yourself, your wonderful self, are there any rules that they should know when it comes to any dealings with Fae themselves? So
Ada was given a book, was she not?
were you given a book on Fae dealings, Ada?
What? Sorry, I was distracted for a moment.
Were you given a book on how to deal with Fae?
I looked into it. Yes.
Do you remember what was said in there?
Yes. Well, quite a bit.
Well, then I think this would be a good time to make sure that what you read is correct, because there is a chance that what you read is factually incorrect, because sometimes people don't know the whole truth. And perhaps that is also part of the misunderstandings you have with Sylph.
Right. Well, yes, and this is it goes back a little bit to what I said. It's like I can't have the knowledge of what a fae is and what sort of rules that apply to them, but I don't know it instinctively. It's not in my nature to sort of understand it. That is why there is this sort of inherent. Perhaps it's not the only reason, but why there is an inherent level of distrust there.
It's similar to reading a cookbook and all the recipes inside, and you can read it, you know the ingredients, but you don't know the taste or the texture until you actually eat it.
Right. So, okay, let me run through it because I did memorize it quite a bit. So, well,
Sorry to cut you off. Just as a small help, I did make a handout dealing with Fae defined by Sylph. Sylph, you're the only one who can edit it. So if you want to confirm any Fae shenaniganery during this, feel free. Sorry, go ahead.
I see.
All right. So, and I specifically looked into Fae weaknesses. So, well, I'll start with the most obvious one that we all probably know is that they cannot touch pure iron. It is essentially like touching acid or fire to them. And they cannot pass through iron walls or doors. It is also said that running water disrupts a Fae's teleportation. If the water is enchanted, at least. But I suppose that could apply to, well, lots of things. There is salt circles and protective runes that you can use to at least repel some of the minor varieties of Fae. Perhaps not like a great arch-Fae or something, but well, maybe it could be upscaled. Oh yes, and there is a few tricks that you are supposed to look out for. That Fae can use to manipulate mortals, and this is offering food or drink. It's something that you should never accept from a Fae, because they will. It will bind you to them. It is like accepting a gift of some kind, sort of. Well, there is also the fact that they have a tendency, at least if they are being deceptive, to make vague promises but not stating their true intent. And, well, this other one is like, they can give like illusory gold or gifts that turn to dust or maybe leaves or ash or something. But you can tell usually that the Fae is in disguise if they have slightly elongated canines and eyes that seem a bit too bright or maybe too dark, and they usually throw no shadow at noon.
You roll of these. These are gold. I love.
And so to confirm, everything she said thus far is actually true.
They cannot speak their own true name in a mirror. Not that they would usually speak their true name to like anyone if they even. Well, yes. And they also very often, almost always, use specific speech patterns like formal, poetic, or archaic language. It's almost like a kind of dialect for them. And some of the laws that they are bound to is that they cannot outright lie. That is fair, yes, but they will twist the truth. And if they are given a direct command from their lord, most Fae must obey. I did not. I suppose I should have realized this earlier, but Sylph, do you view me as your liege?
Yes, I pledge to you.
like I said.
Right. Well, it's yeah. I suppose I should have realized that earlier, but it comes to me now that yes. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I haven't trusted you, and I trust you now. Oh yes, some more things about the Fae. I will shorten it a little bit. There is, if you have their true name, it can grant you leverage over them. And if you bind them in a ring of cold iron, it prevents escape. And also, they cannot break a promise that they willingly give. So they are, like you said, yes, compelled to actually follow their word.
Keep all promises.
Right. They're bound by deals and oaths.
Just
that's the gist of it.
Any more that you wish to add on to there, Sylph?
Well, some of those things do apply, but the best way for an understanding is Fae is a broad term like fish, right?
Mhm.
You can't tell me what a species fish is because it's a category. Some of those things affect other Fae where some do not. Like a fairy, to say, are different from pixies.
Right.
And both of them have different weaknesses that if you use the wrong one, you've used the wrong one. If you're asking what are my weaknesses, as much as I would not want to, I'd be obliged to tell you. And I can write you up a more official guide of dealing with Fae. Then we have no shadow in noon, and we can't say our names in front of our own reflections. The next generation's going to be we can't even see our reflections.
Right. Well, it's at least good to know that you are not taking any offense to me having memorized these things. Although I haven't
Absolutely not.
applied it or used it in any way.
Back home, it's terrible. That's why I escaped and came here.
Right.
I do remember reading somewhere as well that I don't remember what book it was, but I remember there was like two in there that you don't ever give Fae cheap clothing, as that's seen as an insult, and you always pay your debts and don't return more than you borrowed. Is that right? That could have.
Sometimes it depends. I do always pay my debts off. It's how I work. I am one of the good Fae. Inherently, as I was saying before, bad, evil, rah. But overcoming those to be better. But it's hard to teach something that is you're inherently made this way. You know this, others do not know this. Like, as you say, having to expand your perceptive to allow the understanding that others cannot think like you, as Mr. Amazing has pointed out. Fantastically, mind you. I am editing the sheet.
So I think we can all agree that secrets among us shall be shared, but there should be an amount of time. I don't expect, if one of you has one of your memory pass out spasm things that you immediately wake up and share everything, but within a certain amount of time that someone learns a secret, maybe within 8 to 24 hours.
Well, I suppose that is fair.
I think
Give
it
you
depends.
time to process.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know whether or not there is anything more. I don't remember. Well, that makes sense.
Not just for you. This could be for Damson or Flittish or... Wait, hold on. I gotta get the story straight. It could be Damson or Sylph. Flittish had memory loss too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was
or
Mr.
Flittish.
Amazing aware of that, though?
I think he was. I think
You two
there
talk
was...
a lot, so...
I was gonna
Flittish?
say Flittish her stuff was resolved fairly early on, but Mr. Amazing specifically asks Flittish questions, so
Mhm.
he knows a lot about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Well-
yeah. Hmm?
That's fair. I was going to say. I do have one question though. If it comes to a point where one of us becomes non-functional due to a recovered memory in the heat of combat,
I will kill you if needed. Yes.
no, 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 no,
Oh, sorry. I assumed.
no.
I tripped and my hand was on that rock, officer.
I apologize, Damson. Go on. I
They
thought you meant
ran
for the...
into my knife 6
I-
times.
Was going to ask if it is allowed for any of us to use a charm effect to attempt to get us back into a proper state of mind, if it is life or death.
Hold on. I gotta check something.
Okay, so just to clarify, a charm effect to bring you under control.
To
Yes.
to bring you under control, to bring you back to the situation so that you and the others do not die.
Like,
To pu-
what I wanted to do, but my mental state was like, you can't go against your lord in that manner. I wanted to cast suggestion upon you in your moment of hesitancy when you had your memories, because my instinct was to get our camp leader back, right, at the time.
Mm.
So if I was allowed to do something, I would cast suggestion upon you with simple words of keep processing in the background, follow current objective.
Right.
Similar to what I did for Cat, but at the time when their patron was assaulting their mind, and I cast a suggestion to block them out, and thus releasing Sylph.
Right.
I have not, and I will be completely clear, I have not done any kind of mental magic on anyone here without permission,
That's fair.
which is why I'm asking now. And this will apply to myself as well. Like, I'm not excluding myself, that if anyone can do it to each other during such a time, if there is permission, so we know ahead of time. And it will be perfectly clear that it will only be to get the mind focused back on the situation, not to take control and remove your agency.
I will have to. I am inclined to agree to this. Yes, it's just well, I need to think a little bit first.
Yes, I agree. And not that I don't necessarily trust you. It's just I know fate cannot lie, and I know this is Damson asking and all that, but just it's a very tricky thing you're asking about. Messing with the mind.
Understand. I mean, coming from us saying, hey, can we play with your mind? After what we've been through?
Yeah.
Hilarious, which 100% understandable, but I'm on your side, meaning whatever I do is for the benefit of you and the group. Well, our group now. If you want me to pledge to the group, but I still need someone to be my upper.
Which is understandable due to how you described or how the rules have been described. And yes, I do recognize the irony of asking to play with everyone's minds considering what we've been through.
Right. Well, as I said, I will think about it. just so, well, I suppose I should shed some light on the whole deal with that mage and all that. Well, you see, the mage who we were hunting down, who seemed to be hunting us, he was made to wipe my mind by my betrothed, my husband to be. His name is Etienne Caillou. Well, I suppose if I were to use a spelling that you could understand more easily than my, it's Caillou. It's we have some. I would say Caillou, but anyway, he hired that mage to wipe my mind. But before he did, it seemed that Zeron, he was making a way out for me. Apparently, I recall him saying to me, whispering to me before he wiped my mind of memories, that the key to getting my memories back is in the archives. Mr. Amazing, do you know what that means? The archives.
The archives. Joey, can I roll a history check or something to see if I know, or do I know?
Not a history, an arcana.
Okay. Oh, Arcana. I'll take that one.
Also, I'm going to say this, Ada. When you said his name Caillou, I can't help but picture him bald.
He has a glorious mane of hair, by the way. Gorgeous, gorgeous hair.
Are we sure it's not a toupee?
Because I can't create a concoction or of some kind that will make him go bald if you want. I do plan on getting my revenge on him, to be clear about that. Perhaps even the entire Caillou family, but we will see. That leads me to our next...
Mr. Amazing, sorry, before we move past that, arcana.
Yeah, and I'm spending a luck point. I was about ready to type in the chat so that he could keep talking. Okay,
all right, continue. Sorry.
32.
Ooh. Jesus. Is that a nat 20? It's
Nope.
not.
Not almost.
What the fuck?
So, Mr. Amazing, the archives are the most highly secured locations in each of the mage towers. It is rumored that there's not even archives at the individual towers, but on some pseudo plane or different plane of existence that they have a connection to. It is the most highly secured locations that maintains all of the missions they ever take, all of the scripts that they ever got, every spell that they've ever worked on, every historical novel, everything they have ever recorded is kept within their archives.
You see a little bit of drool at the corner of Mr. Amazing's as he licks his lips. Yes, the archives. Archives. Oh, excuse me. I just had a little. Yes, it's very secure. All the towers have them. However, even though each tower has one, they're more like going into a different plane. Highly secure. This is where all the knowledge and spells they've been working on, historical novels, different scripts they've ever gotten are stored there. And oh, yes, it would be very wonderful to see.
Let's bear this in mind. I feel like it would be advantageous to have at least all my memories back. There might be still some things I have not yet remembered. But before we go into Nyrond, and on that note, I will share my thoughts with you on what we are supposed to do. Because it is, well, as you know, it's not simply a matter of walking One does not simply walk into Nyrond. As I did look into getting some smugglers for us to help with that, but there is, of course, the risk of contagion. And I am thinking that before we go in, I want to take some time outside of Nyrond. Maybe I will think on where would be suitable, but I'm thinking perhaps I can. I am probably capable of making, if not a cure for the plague, at least not yet, perhaps a vaccine that will keep us safe from being infected, or at least we might still become carriers of it, but at least, well, I will do what I can to ensure that it will keep us safe from it and avoid spreading the plague.
I mean, if you have the memories of making it, then I could see you doing that. Something that would at least keep us from getting it, but it won't help those that already have it.
Exactly, yes. The little bump in the road there is that I would not likely. I do need access to a sample of the plague. I need a plague victim, preferably alive. And we need a place where I could do some research and work on it. I don't know exactly how long that will take, but it would be extremely useful before we get into Nyrond. And once we are there, the things I want to do is first and foremost check up on my family. I want to know what the state of affairs is with them, what they know, and if they are under the thumb of the Caillou family or whatever. And then I want to take steps to ensure that the Caillou is destroyed.
Can I be completely honest with you, Ada?
Yes.
I think if the first thing you do is check on your family, you're going to get captured. Or we will get captured. Because they're probably expecting you to speak with them first.
Right. Well, checking up on does not mean going up to the front gate and knocking loudly. There are ways of subtly looking into it.
I also have ways that might work. In addition, Ada, I think I know of a place in the city of Greyhawk where you may. Wait, are we in the right campaign? Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Greyhawk. Yeah.
In the city of Greyhawk, where you might be able to do some research. At least do some work outside of prying eyes.
Right.
Well.
Okay, well, that is good. I was initially thinking maybe in Ernst someplace. Ernst has a long-standing rivalry with Nyrond, and well, they might be willing to turn a blind eye, even if they know who I am.
So now with you all scheming and planning and hopefully trusting a little bit more of one another, as you discuss through the evening, sailing away from Verbabank, you see a shooting star late at night. What do each of you wish for?
I wish for a deck of many things.
Oh, you're gonna regret that.
No, I don't.
That's what the
points
plague
to
is.
the wizard.
Yeah,
He's
that's
not allowed to wish. He gets this spell later on.
That's a
He
campaign
should be
derailer.
I just
That's it. Go ahead.
I wish that everyone in our party can now get along moving forward. That's my wish.
It's easy for Mr. Amazing, especially he talked about the archives today. He wants access to the archives. Someday.
One day.
I wish that Nyrond will what's the word? I wish that Ada will be vindicated in Nyrond by bringing the Caillou family to justice.
Flittish.
Mostly just unity amongst the party and perhaps good hunting. She could go for a nice deer.
And Sylph.
We're kind of goodwill hunting here. Sorry.
No, actual hunting.
Right.
She's hungry and she wants to eat.
Yeah, that's what he said. Just But Sylph.
I think to find the means and the strength to continue forward.
And as all of you see the shooting star cresting across the sky, suddenly it curves. And it's heading right at all of you.
Hit the deck!
Gonna look straight to Ada. This isn't me! This isn't me! This isn't me!
And as it collides with the earth, not but a quarter mile away from you all, you see this bright, dazzling light course through the area. And that's where we're going to go ahead and go on break. When we come back, let's see what fell from the stars. All right, guys. So rocks fell and nobody died.
For once.
Yay!
But now, within a quarter mile of you, there is a large meteor that just struck down inside of the forest.
We should probably check out that explosion that happened over there.
Yeah. Make sure that no one's perished as a result of it falling.
No, people perished.
Or sometimes those can leave behind precious metals or ores, or maybe it was a spell that was misdirected. We need to know more.
Yeah, let's go.
But it did seem to suddenly change its trajectory. Did you notice that?
Did anyone wish for rocks to fall?
You hear in the background Beryl going, "Grandma, something scary just happened. I was just thinking about rocks falling."
There you go.
Yeah, that's why I would change direction then. Magic.
Right.
I tap on Fladish. Eagle mode! Pterodactyl. Brrr.
Well, which one do you want? We can go dinosaur or we can go eagle.
Let's go dinosaur.
Okie dokie. So Flittish will change to Quetzalcoatlus, and once Sylph is in place, we'll take off.
Yep, once Sylph is, this new creature's now Sylphocitus.
Sylphicitus. All right, so you all just see Sylph flying on the back of a fucking dinosaur, which is Flittish. That does have a saddle.
I've already heading out as they were doing that.
I'll walk out. Did you know that dinosaurs are actually more closely related to chickens than they are to dragons? A lot of people make that mistake.
It makes sense if you think about the brain size and the intellect power.
Right, but also physiology-wise.
So does that
Wonder
mean
how
you
they
can,
taste.
Does that mean you can breed certain chickens together to get a dinosaur?
Not quite the way it works. It's
You
like
breed a couple of chickens.
I mean, look, you got pugs out of wolves. That's what I'm asking.
Well, I mean, you might be able to do the reverse though. If you take dinosaurs and you breed them in a specific way, you might get chickens or something close to it after a while.
I wonder if that's where the saying rooster teeth came from. Or hen's teeth.
All right. So, as you're all traveling out there, soaring through the skies or running as quickly as your little feet can carry you, as soon as you all converge on this fallen location, you hear coughing and gasping coming from inside of the pit. And as you look over, there appears to be an individual crawling out. Sophis, would you describe what you look like to everybody, please?
So Sophis, she looks like typical elf, but like very short, by 5'1", pale, golden hair, golden eyes, wearing like basic traveler's clothes, has a giant lump of steel on her back. So you couldn't even call it really a sword, but that's what it's shaped like. And she's coughing around and flailing around. She's like, "Oh, I know, I sensed it. Where is he?"
Are you okay down there?
She'll like turn her eyes up towards the voice. What does she see?
Mr. Amazing, please describe your... Oh, yeah, you know.
Yeah. So she sees, I'm going to cover it myself so you can see, Mr. Amazing, short cropped beard, fairly attractive, wearing white and gold robes. Appears to be human, short human. He's got a warhammer at his side and then a small buckler shield on the left hand. Do you need help getting out?
She's like getting the dirt off of her. No. Is he here? She's trying to look past Mr. Amazing.
Who's he? You see, is a black and damson dragonborn with a set of large wings on her back approaches, wearing a white robe with like a blue sash around. Very decorative.
Oh, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. They, them, he, the greatest knight there ever was, Self.
I'm sorry. I think the heat down there did something to your... Can you say that again?
She's like crawling up. She's like, I know he's here. I sensed him. That's why I only... it just sent me here. I sent him. I haven't seen him in so long.
What sent you here? And you heard a voice speaking to you from the opposite end of the crater with a bow drawn.
It's like, oh, is she look over there? Is that your friend?
Yes.
Go ahead. You see a fairly young woman who's she's got a very pale complexion and raven black hair with she looks kind of like very like a mundane servant girl almost, but she's drawn a bow like halfway and looking at you a bit warily. So who exactly sent you?
Nobody sent me. It's I just sensed him. I haven't seen him in so long. I wanted to see him again.
Huh. Okay.
She like continues climbing up the crater, so she'll be standing in front of Mr. Amazing, looking.
I'll reach as you're climbing up that last little bit. I'll reach out and kind of help you up a little bit.
Thanks.
Yes. So you're looking for Sylph.
You know him, right?
I have heard. Famous is about perspective, right? I do know someone of that name. Could be the same person that you're speaking about. Forgive us for being a little mistrusting. We've had some excursions with mages lately. Sylph, someone's at the crater for you?
As Sylph, you walk around the corner, or you fly down on the back of the fucking dinosaur with the saddle.
We will land in the crater. And he can just kind of like jump off my shoulder.
Yeah, I hop off doing a somersault and land. Look around. Everything okay here? Everyone okay?
Uh, as soon as she spots him and like sees him, you'll see that she's like jumps 30 feet right at him.
Sylph reactionally will open their arms to catch.
And Sylph, you instantly recognize this individual.
Their eyes are very focused, looking over your face, your energy and whatnot.
Teacher, it's been so long.
How are you? Are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
Hurts.
Maybe emotionally.
Oh, that can change then.
But it's been so long. It's. I've been traveling for so long, and I just, it brought me to this place. I knew you had to be here. So I'm sure this world knows all of your greatness, right?
They look around. Not quite my greatness. At one point, yes, probably those statues aren't around anymore. Time is a fickle thing here, it seems.
Oh, would they have at least have tales of your bravery and your deeds, right?
I don't think so anymore. I think those stories are probably traveled in small groups. The last group I was with was the last of those people of generation. And we had to continue going forward. Pointing over to Damson. That is my betrothed over there. The one I swore my eternity with.
Excuse me, what?
Didn't we just have a conversation about secrets?
So she is your knight's maiden.
She is, and a dragon. So double win.
Oh, that's great. So, what are you doing here?
Well, at the moment, I have sworn upon looking over Miss Jenny here to get her back home safely. Her people are affected by a devastating plague that we hope to somehow maintain in control and find a measurable fix.
So ne'er-do-wells, eh?
Basically, yes. I'm also bound to another a rival household, sadly. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
And I assume these are these are your new squires?
Looking over. Fliddish is more to me as a close being. She is my mount and everything. Damson here is my consort and my right hand. Mr. Amazing is a fantastic magician. He hasn't really sworn towards me, but has placed his name upon my book. So he has my pledge and my protection. And Adeline here is still coming over trust issues, and doing very fantastical. She's one of those types of humans.
Thanks.
One of those types.
Types of humans? I mean, I've met many types, but what type is she?
She's the secretive type, but deeply a good person.
I'm an adult human female. Of the Nyrondian variety.
Apparently, humans have different types of spices to them now.
Well, now that I'm here, I did want to tell you about, I mean, I know we got separated last time, but I've been trying to hold up to what you told me, be the perfect night and everything. So, there's lots of things I want to tell you. My tales, I've been to these different planets, it's just too much time. It's been hundreds of years, what year is it now here?
I have not asked that. Mr. Amazing, what is the current year?
It's one more than last year. Perhaps we should move back to camp.
I believe it's 556 current reckoning.
Yes, I believe that's right. I think maybe we should head back to camp just in case this crash site woke others or other curiosities want to come out here. I think we'd be safer back there. And we can continue the discussion now.
Yes, and radiation sickness. Might want to avoid that.
What sickness?
It's hard to
It's-
describe.
It's like a divinity thing, the radiant variety. Let's
Basically.
head back to camp.
Well, let's go. Okay, everyone. Flitish, are you able to transform into a larger creature to carry us?
I can one.
I was gonna say larger. This is as large as it gets.
It's huge.
How big is it again?
I am actually looking at that right now.
I can't even remember how to spell it to look it up.
PTERADACTY. Wait.
All right, we'll start with PT.
Is it in the monster manual?
It is.
CRODACTYL.
It's huge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Preternodon?
No, Quetzalcoatlus.
Oh, I was looking under pterodactyl. I was thinking
Ah,
pterodactyl.
yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, no,
Q-
you're
QUETZALCOATLUS.
Yeah, it's
No.
huge.
What is its strength score?
15. Mine is the same, so 15.
So you can definitely carry everybody, but after a mile, you need a break.
It's only like a quarter mile away, right? It was
yeah.
close.
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying, like, for purposes of fast travel, like,
Or in the future,
not
yes.
yet.
Alright. After she not.
Well,
really
I'm
transforms.
still.
I get everyone on the saddle, make sure they're connected, then I connect on and fly everyone there. Fly like the wind, bullseye!
Oh wow, this is cool. Riding what is this? Like a little giant lizard flying in the sky?
It's actually related to a chicken.
Well, it's a unique transformation that I befriended a druid who seems to be one of nature's mind.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to barge in, but I didn't quite catch your name.
Oh, Sophus.
Sophie's.
Great.
Sophie's great?
Sophus the Great. Well, yeah, just like the other worlds, my name will be known here in time. Don't worry.
Right, okay. Well, I am... Jenny is magnificent.
Okay, cool.
We're going that route. I guess I'm Mister.
I am Damson.
So, what exactly is the story with you and Sylph? Do you know each other? I
Yeah,
guess-
a
How
long
do we
time
know each
ago.
other?
Oh well, I used to be his squire. He was a great. He still is a great knight, I assume.
Right. But, and are you also Fae then, or?
No, I'm more from up there. She points up to the sky.
Right.
From the
But
clouds?
The stars, maybe.
So how did? But this does not make sense. How did you survive that fall? Like, were you inside some sort of?
I don't know. So sometimes I just get pulled from place to place.
Big
I'm
castle
still trying to
falling.
figure it out. You know.
So, like some kind of curse, or is it more like a willing thing?
I mean, I see it as an adventure. You know, another place to spread my fame.
Right. So you're in it for the glory and fame.
Well, I mean, of course, that's what all knights are for. It, right? So, right, so.
Indeed. They smile, just looking over. Come here to make life better for all of its endeavors and spread the name out for the case of good and glory.
Right. We got to work on that here then. If they don't know your name now.
Right.
You should all become his squires to learn what I learned.
No, thank you.
No, I don't think so. In fact, Sylph has pledged himself to me. But
This is
suppose.
true. She is a noble. I pledged myself to have a foothold and anchor here still.
All right. So, I suppose we should be on above table with this. Jenny is not my real name. This is a disguise. So, you can just call me Jenny for now. It's while we are out traveling,
Guys.
or at least around others.
There are people who wish to harm her because of her family name. So we have thought of a safer measure to travel with by giving her a different persona.
Oh, I see.
Oh, right. I was supposed to use my accent for this. Sorry. I kind of forgot with our previous talk and all that.
Well, the
Nice
silk's
to meet
out
you
of the
again,
bag.
Jenny.
Free yourself.
So, what's your first objective, Soph?
At the moment, we are traveling to Norad, as we are planning to illegally get access, as it seems that the bounds of where the country sits is being protected by holy figures. Disgusting, I know. But it seems they are attempting to burn away the plague? We don't actually fully know. There's a
Well-
lot of hush hush.
We do know a little bit more about there is a number of paladin orders currently containing the plague inside Nerond, and well, they are the only ones who are capable of withstanding the plague. Which, well, I can get a little bit more into the details at the later point, I suppose. But
Oh, damn. I was supposed to. I keep forgetting to use my accent. So yeah, they're containing it, and we're trying to get inside and maybe get a vaccine created first, though, before we go into the country. I need to go check up on my family.
Vaccine? What's that?
Well, essentially, it's a lesser, less dangerous, small, willing infection of the plague into yourself that is not quite as potent, but it allows your body to like create its own immune systems towards the vaccine.
Okay. I don't.
She's-
Yeah.
She peers in the arcane arts in a different view and can twist it into the word science, you call it?
It's not arcane at all. It's science.
No, but what I mean is you glean through the arcane arts because heal, but I've made it into a common practice where, let's say, someone who are unable to use magic could use this form. So, a magicless form of healing.
Right.
As you guys are saying this, her eyes just glaze over. So we're just flying to like beat the plague and the cultists and like take them out and save the kingdom and stuff.
Basically.
Well, yeah, I don't know if there's any cultists though. There is
Your family.
one. Yeah, not my family. There is a family of like evil, despicable nobles. They might be cultists. I don't know. I don't think they are. They're not very religiously minded.
I remember the word, not cultists. Purists. They're purists.
Right. That word is actually more on the nose than you might at first think.
Oh, how so? Is it on my nose?
No. Well, you see. Right. I suppose I should have told about this as well. So the plague was initially created to be able to wipe out anyone who is not of divine descent.
What?
Oh. Wait. So, if you don't have a divine bloodline, the plague will, what, attack you?
It'll make you go insane and try to kill as many as you can before you die from it. Kind of.
This is important information.
Yeah. I figured I'd like.
In fairness, we did say 8 to 24 hours.
Yeah.
We
That
did.
doesn't
I
that
figured
doesn't sound like a plague.
I'd let it trickle in so it wasn't quite as much to take in at one time.
But it is a lot.
Yeah, it
Damn,
is.
trickle down the comics working for once.
So they yeah, we might need some angel blood for the vaccine, or at the very least Asimar.
I guess dragon blood. Does that work?
It's not quite divine in that way. Maybe I wouldn't count on it.
What do you mean? Dragons are divine creatures.
Not
They-
divine like divine, but divine like.
Right. Well, let me. All right. Let me make it so
I mean-
celestial. Celestial bloodline.
Like from the sky?
Well, no, I'm more like heavenly. Religiously celestial.
What's the heaven? You mean the sky?
No, they're talking about the pantheons.
Of the gods.
Right.
Gods. Oh yeah. Okay.
Thank you. For
Yeah, annoying, fickle bunch. Them. Still. Yeah, I hear you voice up there, laughing.
I mean, I mean, the more you describe it, doesn't sound like a plague. It sounds like some magic enchantment or something.
Mm. So, well, it is a plague, but you could also liken it to something of a mix of a disease and a curse, kind of, almost a bit like lycanthropy, just different.
Are you saying we need to become lycanthropes to prevent getting infected by the plague?
Like in gods.
No, I'm not saying we need to become. We just need to. So, okay. So here's how the vaccine works. Hopefully,
They sit
I'm
down
going- it'll-
and ask, if we're back at camp to get drinks and whatnot. And
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
I figured.
Yeah.
So this vaccine it'll essentially trick the plague into believing that we are not targets, kind of. I'm not saying like the plague is sentient or anything like that. It's just it simply targets anyone who has, well, from the Caillou perspective, unclean blood, which to them would mean being, well, not an Azamar.
Sounds like magic.
Oh, so this virus can detect good versus evil, and is able can tell the type of blood it is in the line, and if it's not
doesn't-
of that certain bloodline, it will
it has
then
nothing to
attack
do
them.
with. It has nothing to do with the morality of the person. Simply just the blood.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, that's going to be
divine
hard
orders-
trying to find so much blood to give to people. Doable, but
What were you saying?
Yeah. So yeah, a cure that's going to be a bit more difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. We just yeah, that's one hell of a project to go. But yeah, for the vaccine itself, I only would need like sample of the plague, of course, itself, and some preferably angelic blood. We could do with an Asimar, but the purer or closer to divine origin, the better.
So we just have to find an Asimar and drink their blood?
No, not drink it.
do we inject their blood?
Well, I'm afraid the technical details of it are a little bit difficult to explain easily, but I just need some of their blood to experiment with.
Oh, okay, I understand more. You don't 100% know for sure because this is the first time you're going to be counteracting it?
Yes, and also I don't know if they made other alterations to the plague after I was out of the picture. I'll need to study it as well before I can know how to effectively counter it.
Okay.
So it's
So-
another. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you first.
So it's another situation like we had with Flittish,
Mm,
where we have to experiment to find the correct thing and then get the things and fix that way.
kind of. Yeah, that's essentially true.
Well, remember of nature when you have to do harm to fix? We will have to capture a few of the insane plaguelings and capture them alive so Jenny here is able to make samples and test files?
Yeah.
Okay. How does that sound to you, my once squire? Miss Ryan looking
yeah,
towards you.
sure, that sounds fine.
Is there anything like? Do you have any knowledge of medicine or the arcane arts or anything of that kind?
I can do this, and she'll cast dancing lights.
I say, and I can do this, and I make it look like I'm taking my thumb off of my finger and putting it back on, like a kid's trick.
Nice.
Dancing quick, regeneration! Regeneration!
I don't have that spell.
You've lost your thumb.
Right.
We're sorry.
So there is something important I want to point out to you, Ada, that you would know thanks to all of your memories unlocking, but I think I skimmed over telling you this. In Narond, all of the noble houses are descendants of divine origin.
Oh.
Okay.
So all of the noble houses are, unless you're married in without being a noble yourself, exempt from all of this. But they're not close enough to even be Aasimar at this point.
Right, okay. So,
They're more asinine.
So, important bit of extra information. The noble houses of Nerond are generally considered to be of divine descent, meaning the nobles they should be doing all right. I mean, at least not directly affected by the plague.
Okay. So, you have God's blood inside of you?
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, I mean,
I'm asking, do you come from that lineage, or
well, I have,
was you brought in?
my family is considered of the like noble. It's my family is an old Nyrondese family, but I wouldn't say we're God's blood. I attribute this whole divine blood thing to more of like an call it like an ethnic quirk. I don't know. Of
Make
course,
a
it's
suggestion,
yeah,
my lord?
lady.
What's the difference?
Lord is reserved for men. Lady is reserved for women.
Faye,
have
we're
power.
learning, yes, but Ada, Jenny, is a female. I know that you, Faye, especially you, Sylph, tend to drift the currents, so to speak. But for Ada, it is set, so she would prefer a lady.
Understood, my lady. What if we went to the temple of the deity your blood shared with? They may offer aid. I suggest this as much as I dislike temples and deities themselves. But it would be in their own beneficial as well as your own to find more protection and lead that they might have a solution to help. Maybe.
All right, so a couple of problems with that is, well, this whole like divine origin blood, it's kind of, I consider it a myth, and I wouldn't even know exactly who the god is or was that we're said to descend from. I'd need to look into that at least, but I doubt a temple would be helpful.
I mean, actually, I could see why it would be, is if, depending on the temple's practices, there might be a practitioner with more divine blood. Also, I can help fix that. I just need incense. I have a spell that could figure that out.
You just need what?
Incense, you know.
Oh, incense, right.
I'm not talking about nobility. Well, actually, we are, but
just say that the two most opposed to religion individuals in the party are saying, "Yeah, let's go to church." Like,
Yeah, that ones who are like, we don't like them, but we know this is the way where it would probably be the best solution for this. It's like,
Like, fuck, fine.
I'm not as knowledgeable about this, but it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Baroness, the bloodline is of divine origin at some point in history, not necessarily a specific god's bloodline. And that is the myth that the Baroness is following, although some people believe it to be true. Regardless, I'm sure there is some truth to it, but going to a specific god, it doesn't sound like that is the answer. Could
it
be
might
wrong.
be. I mean, there might be some like old historical, like celestial involved, but I wouldn't go so far as to think a god was involved. That seems a bit. Well, even I don't have that level of hubris, you know.
well, I say this because gods and their tastes and needs have adapted through time, and there are quite many demigods who also went and breed with the other mortal races. So don't think it hubris. If this is how the plague is working, then there has to be some truth behind it.
Yeah, I mean there is there is some difference between noble blood and that of the common folk, at least in Nyrond. How
Would
exactly
you like
that
to
difference?
become a deity?
Uh,
I do mean that.
I don't know. That's quite a question to get. No, not right now.
Understood. The reason I ask is I'm less thinking of my own protection and the humans of our group because I worry for your mortality. I'm worried for you as well, Damson, but you're settled and you're fine, even through death.
Well, if you worry for my mortality, wouldn't becoming a goddess, essentially mean not being mortal?
Correct. So therefore, you wouldn't die by the standard common means, like old age, illness,
Right. Well, yeah.
Childbirth.
childbirth. That's a big one, actually.
Yeah.
And I'm taking you want children, right? In your future.
Maybe I haven't really put that much thought into it yet.
Why? You're like, how old are you, actually? I've never actually asked this, now that you might remember.
Well, I am. Well, from what now I'm 22 years old.
Oh, you're mid-age? Damn.
Actually, that explains a lot. She's going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah, yeah.
No, not to blame. Like, I'm like, what, like 18, 19, I think?
Your scales represent in the 20, so you might be turning that.
Oh, dang.
Sophist, to let you in on the joke, the average person dies by the time they're 50, so when you're 40, you're like ancient in this game.
Oh,
So midlife is 20 to the long-lived one.
Right. If that's like.
and in her
based
mind,
on-
she's like, these guys are babies.
Yeah, you're understanding.
Yeah.
This is why I'm
But
here,
if that's
I'm
based
babysitting.
on like medieval statistics, I mean, the child mortality really drives down that average, though.
Yeah,
People who
yeah.
actually
True,
lived,
true.
people who actually lived through, through their first 2 years, they could usually expect to live up to like 60 or 70.
Let's go with median then. The median life expectancy.
Yeah.
Also, I think I remember reading somewhere that the life expectancy in like the player's handbook is the life expectancy for an adventure of that race.
Yeah. Those who survive their first 2 levels. But yeah, so I'll look into it. But I mean, there is some truth to the notion that noble blood is has a bluer tint to it.
Can I try some?
Are you a vampire?
No.
Oh,
Wait,
Are there vampires here?
wait. Yes. I've read a
Oh.
couple of books. There are vampires
you should
with
just go slay one.
werewolves.
We
They
did
were
meet werewolves.
lovely.
What were you saying, Sophus? Sophus was saying something.
Oh, we should go slay one.
So just so I'm not stepping on any toes with this, Joey. Like the knowledge of vampires, is that like something that's supposed to be prohibited or something?
It is until you guys are your level of adventurer.
Right. Okay.
You did do research when you were looking at the Flittish situation, and one of the solutions for quick drainage was a vampire.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's probably some vampires lurking about in some old castles.
Well, Sylphus, how about you tell us how you're feeling at the moment? What are you rocking equipment-wise? Are you still with the daggers and the bows, or have you swapped?
Oh no, I gave that up a long time ago. I use this, and she pulls out. It looks like a giant, like hunk of steel that looks kind of shaped like a sword, but it's not sharp at all. Just bash things with it.
Well, it's simple and it works.
I know.
We, as the party, aren't good in nature, in that understanding. We follow our own rules, but most of all, we try to keep each other safe. We tend to get kicked out of cities and villages a lot of the time.
Wait, why?
Yo.
I mean, if we're, is this why your name's not known now? Are you? The Knight's Code they should all be thankful to have you around. What's going on?
I died and got reincarnated as part of my death. The people who killed me were the people I sworn to my entirety, the kingdom. But they wanted more power and knowledge, which is of our people, and I wouldn't give such because it would greatly change their understanding and their outlook. It would cause more harm to the surroundings than good. They didn't like that and decided to kill me and my dragon, pointing to Damson. After that, I've had time by myself, a lot of time, and listening bits and pieces why I traverse as a different entity. And humans are very cruel. They do not learn their mistakes. They follow similar cycles over and over. So even if I were here and were my glorious self, which I'm not at the moment, then that will only last for 1,000, 2,000 years before age will forget and they will move on.
She's kind of still has her jaw agape when she said when you said that they killed you.
So, my understanding at the moment is other Knights of Kingdoms are my enemy, so are guards. I won't outright kill them, but civvies, children, elderly, I won't kill or harm unless predicted first. Just the code. As I said to these guys, I don't agree with killing any type of children, be it man or monster, because they have an understanding and a nature. But if we have to kill said monsters, because the surroundings, then it has to be done. It's of the natural way. Like it or not. But I'm not going to go up to a child and just stab, stab, stab. No, absolutely not.
Agreed.
This is a lot to take in. This odd.
I will say though that if the child is walking backwards on the ceiling and singing nursery rhymes, you should stab it as fast as you can.
Agreed.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I've known children like that before. They might be quirky. Now, if that child had a knife and was trying to stab you, then go for it. Kick that fucker. Hey,
We
they're
allow
armed.
drop-kick children in this party.
But I apologize if I look tarnished in both power and elegancy. Time has worn me down a little. But I do believe for the better. It's given me an insight. Makes me come to love humanity far more. Even though I wish for their downfall. But there are still thousands upon thousands of good people. Good intentions. Fliddish, Mr. Amazing, even the Italy is living proof of people can change. Sorry, Jenny. I apologize, lady.
It's fine.
So, you no longer following Knight's Code?
Not anymore. As it seems the Night Code was made for a different time, a different purpose. You can't apply the same code upon every person and civilization as they have different customs. So, I have adapted to those customs and changed myself. I'm not out for the glory and statues anymore because in time they're gone. What I look out is the here and the now. I can change that for the betterment for the people who live right now. So the descendants can live for the better. And at the moment there is a kingdom who is suffering, and part of my old race wants to help them because no kingdom should suffer. Oh, that's if it's from us.
Sophus is like quiet for a bit, but you could see like a tiny drop of like what looks like golden tear goes on her eyes. You've changed.
I have. They've changed me. But I don't think it's bad for the change. It just means I have a greater understanding. And I've deeply missed you, actually.
So, sorry to barge in here, but Do you know, Sophis, about, well, I'll look at Catton. You know, that patron you mentioned?
Who is that to?
That was, well, kind of to both of you. I'm kind of
So,
asking.
what's the question?
Well, I'm kind of asking both of you whether or not Sophis knows about Sylph's patron.
Well, I met Soph when I was just a waif, 90 years old, barely experiencing anything at the summer courts.
Right. So
He
you're
was different from the others. He took me under his tutelage. It's surprising how much he's changed.
She would more be fate touched than fate itself. Welcome upon our courts and grew up along us. I took her underneath my coat of arms when she had no one. Others would have exploited her for her uniqueness, where I trained her and followed a way which she seems to have followed. For the betterment, mind you. And I can see that she seems hurt, and I do not know why.
I can't answer that.
Well, maybe I'm still too young. I know you're much older than me. I mean, I've only lived half a millennia, so maybe my ideals will change as well, but I still believe in the code and it's worked for me, so I want to prove it to you that it still works.
They smile. Deeply smile. I think that is what I need. Some old fashioned tradition. Please, show us some of your techniques that you've learned.
But hang on, it didn't quite answer my question. Though.
Which?
Oh,
Please say it again.
my patron.
Your patron.
It's my
yes.
auntie.
Yeah, she was real mean.
Yeah, she was upholding the family name, having to exploit it. And trickery is who we are, but as a young sprite, I did not want to trick. I wanted to play and learn. I wanted to understand. So with the children that we gathered and dealt with, I would look after and deal. Then I learned about knights, and I took it as my own thing. And the other cults liked this so much that it changed the theme for what it was. For the betterment, actually. It gave Fey Touched more rights to loom about the wilds without aggression from the other seasons.
That was very noble of you. Good job.
Thank you. I cannot give you her name because I won't. But I cannot
Understandable.
speak for my old squire here. If she wishes to diverge the name, then that is their prior and freedom to do so, as Silver nods.
Right. Well, I'm just thinking you did want to be like free of that pact, weren't you? Or weren't you talking about that? Or no? Am I
Yes.
misunderstanding? Yes. All right.
To do so would have to go to my crash site. but we're here to help you first.
Right, yeah. Now I'm just thinking it'd probably be good to have the name, but we can look into that at a different time, I suppose.
I won't use my tie as my family as much as she wants me to. That's her goal, to make me break and fall into line. She adores me in the family way, as their little darling, and they clearly made me look like this, looking around, as I don't naturally look like a Harrigan.
Didn't you take that shape yourself?
No, this was
Oh.
forced upon me.
Oh, I thought that was something you chose. All right.
No, I look like a rainbow spliff. Basically a tree being.
Mm.
Right. Well, I didn't want to say it, but you do look kind of ridiculous.
This form or my actual form? I can.
No, this form.
I think they look adorable. I like their form.
Your ears are a little short.
They
I just
touch their ears, looking actually kind of hurt. You
Right,
just
well,
want my lucky foot.
You know, ridiculous and adorable isn't mutually exclusive.
What am I? Some type of eldritch being like Bugs Bunny? You don't do that person. Never mind.
Bulldogs.
Hey, I've heard of a
Oh,
bugbear, but not a bug bunny.
See, Bugs Bunny, very unique entity. They have a unique feature of them of pulling almost anything from thin air.
Right. Huh.
Bug bunny.
Well,
You
in
gotta
any
put
case,
that- It's a ladybug bunny.
huh.
I mean, they are. There's first edition stat blocks for them.
Yeah.
Looking over to Fladish.
Huh.
As I said, Surface, this is Fladish. She is a lovely druid. Her beliefs actually align with my family, which I think is the reason why I am drawn to her. She's sworn to me like Danson has. So treat them as if they were I.
Flittish will drop out of her dinosaur form and back into human.
We arrived.
So, Flittish, you can now describe what you look like.
She's kind of scrawny for a human. She, or I should say, for an adventurer type human. She, pale skin. She's got like dreadlocks. Her hair is like almost knotted and unkempt, and she's got like beads and things like that threaded throughout it. She's got very intense blue eyes, and all of her animal forms, the eyes are always the same. But she wears natural clothing, like anything like woven leathers, things like that. Things that she could possibly make herself, or that sort of thing. She's 5'2", so very short.
Oh, still taller than Sophus.
I forgot to say how tall Damson is.
I'd say she probably looks more like a child than anything else.
A child.
Hmm.
The worst.
Yeah.
She doesn't behave like a child, but she's very thin, very fine boned, like
does have the adolescent look to it, like bone structure. A wild child. There you go.
Yeah.
She looks like a wild child, like literally born from the forest and scavenged. And how she acts, more self-included, but more
Exactly.
animalistic.
Yeah, she's very like you can tell she did not grow up in a town or a city. She's out in the wilds.
She has a cute cat form. Oh my god. I believe Our Lady called her Fluffykins? Fluffy
Uh,
Bottom?
Fluffworth.
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 Yes, and she kept that last name. So she is known as Flittish Fluffworth.
Oh, you kept it? Let me put it. Oh, you put it in your book already. Good job.
I didn't know it. Yeah, I didn't know you liked it that well. I was just something I came up with.
Does that mean because you gave Flittish the last name, you've made her a noble?
Technically noble cat, but she was deemed that already by the man of the house.
Yeah, that's not quite how it works, though.
What? Damn, that's a shame. We
Aw.
tried.
Yeah, we tried.
Well, I mean, you could marry my brother or something. Yeah, that'd make you noble.
I have
Wait,
no
wait.
interest in being nobility or getting married.
What? You don't want to get married, like, to a tree or something?
No.
That's fair.
Yeah, they'll never stop barking at you.
Yeah, apparently you ask them to get ready, but they take eternity.
Yeah,
They're just
and then
too stiff.
suddenly they leave.
Oh
Sometimes
God.
they can be grumpy. Maybe stick in the wrong hole.
The only person who's a dad here is the only one not making the puns. Like, just
He's already filled his quota, that's why.
Hey, I'm a dog daddy.
yeah, sure, okay. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I-
we should probably get back to the others and see what sort of plans they have going forward.
My lady, would you like me, because of others and times of tensions, would you like me to take the lead and be one of the face of our group?
Well, I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, I prefer not having to stick my head out that much while we're out traveling in these parts. To keep a low profile, you know. That's
Understood.
easier if I don't have to be the one talking to everyone.
Understood. I will act as the lead and guard. Realistically, we don't have a leader. We're all of one sound mind, correct? Looking to the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we've been doing fine so far with, I mean, you, Mr. Amazing, and Damson as well. Flittish, you tend to like stick a little bit to the background as well, I guess.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, I would follow Sylph off a cliff.
All right.
Not sure if that's good.
Cat did throw themselves off the cliff. I do remember that.
Yeah, and I followed to catch him.
Well, there are
yes.
no absolutes in behavior, right? And what we should do, absolutely. Depends on circumstances.
Yes, 100% yes. While we're here then, Mr. Amazing, do you have any truths that should be out in the open that should know? I do have a few that I am trying to put into words within my mind for others.
No, I already spoke with you. Mages, wizards, that kind of thing. Watch out. Don't think they'll be easy to take down. Don't underestimate them. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Grew up on a
Nice.
small farm if you need to know that, but I don't think that really matters.
Actually, I would like to know your childhood self, how you grew,
Quite
how you
boring,
are
actually.
now. I know it might sound boring, but I work with memories and currency of that exchange. So you telling me your stories is super beneficial to me in the long run. Makes me want to bond closer and give more to you. Because you're willing to share with me.
Born on a small farm, 17 brothers and sisters. I was the youngest.
Holy crud, your family were bored.
Yes.
Are you
not-
sure your family's not the rabbits?
No, I'm absolutely sure.
I take personal offense to that. He doesn't have long ears.
I was the youngest, so things were mostly boring. I found my escape in novels about adventure and wizards. Once a year, we'd go to, I now know it as a farmer's market, but my parents used to refer to it as the carnival. We'd go and sell some goods. Occasionally, there'd be some people doing tricks, 3-card Monte, different things like that, shell games. Then I decided to head off to the big city and make something of myself rather than staying back on a small farm in the middle of nowhere. That is my childhood.
Fair enough.
Okay.
For me, I grew up in a high understanding family who had ties to the ruling party. So we were expected to act appropriately or to the family. But I was never off so. I have untold many family members, mean that we don't breed in the same manner as humans do. Sometimes we just, take a human or a mortal and claim it as part of our family, and to that they are of that family. Granted, low in the hierarchy, but it is how it is. But as a sapling, I wanted to help, and one of the stories were of knights and dragons, and that allured me more into my studies of mortals and how they work. And I can tell you, even at this moment, the statement of don't is a very good worthy statement on human biology. Uh, and I've learned that what we do can harm you guys. And I learned that a very hard lesson when I lost my first mortal on my own accord. And I swore that I wouldn't allow that to happen again. I would do anything and everything within my power to protect. And so I picked up a sword and shield, and lance, and started to learn the different forms of fighting techniques. I don't know all of them at this moment anymore. My memories are still slowly coming into me on technique and skill. But I was pretty high up there in terms of spell weaving and understanding magic as is. But then that changed. So my fundamental changed as well. After being reborn as a cat and having no control, it hurt the most being imprisoned in yourself. Seeing and hearing the voices that you knew and acting as if they were you. that they don't know any difference or better, but my aunt really wanted me to fill out the shoes and take her place.
Pat Sylph on the head. There. You are doing wonderfully.
And now I wish to try and find my spark again. The bolt of power that will allow me to influence far more of the natural energies around us. But I'm unable to do so at the moment. But I think I may be able to find my spark in your kingdom, my lady. Which would be good. Which would then mean fate is pushing me into that direction.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you know, I'll help you find it wherever it may be, Sylph.
They hug
Two
you.
more things, just so that I'm not accused of holding back secrets I don't, not intending to. As some of you may or may not know, but my shirt, my pants, my gloves, my belt, my shield, my robes, and my warhammer all radiate magical essence, like typically abjuration or evocation. They're mundane. They just appear magical. And
You telling me in the underwear that I washed weren't magical?
that is correct. And also, my mother is
Put
human.
lavender on that.
My
These
father is
expensive
gnome.
ones. Your father's a gnome?
He is.
How are you so tall?
My mother's human.
Are you sure he was a gnome and not an elf with dwarfism?
That was my first thought as well. I was like, why are you so tall?
Or sorry. Would the correct term be an elf with gnomism?
It's genetics. It's the same
you have
reason
a
not all dragonborn look the same. No are Harengon or humans or wolves.
Oh, that's true. I mean, another secret I just remembered. I apologize because you said the mundane. Damson, your soul is still out there that we may be able to reclaim to get you back to who you once were. Maybe
As a dragon?
they nod. It's a possibility.
Well, that would be fun to do, yeah. If it's a possibility, then we should pursue it. Just as we'll pursue your spark, we'll pursue my draconic nature. It is now a treasure hunt.
Yeah.
Adeline, sorry, Miss Jenny. What if we somehow overthrew your kingdom and turned it into a monarchy and you become a princess?
Well, it's already a monarchy, but I wouldn't be princess. I would be queen.
You want to be queen with a dragon protector?
I mean, yeah, that sounds good. But I mean,
Little
I
girl
don't.
stream.
You got the pony girls, then you got the dragon girls.
I will, like any noble family with self-respect, you know, you need to have some plots or plans for how to become the king and, well, the monarch.
Her moniker will
Ruler.
be Princess Fiona.
Why Fiona? Who's that?
Oh, there's a story of a princess locked in a tower guarded by a dragon. But you wouldn't be locked in a tower; you'd be ruling from the tower.
Oh yeah, I knew a Fiona once. She was one of the like lesser noble houses, but she was really ugly. We just used to call her an ogre.
Oh, that might be the same Fiona.
And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop.
Yeah.
Who is this fucking Mr. Fantastic's family? And they don't stop coming. And they don't stop coming.
Oh, amazing, not fantastic. Completely different.
Well, look, he's Mr. Amazing. His father might have been Mr. Fantastic.
We're done with that conversation. So, as dawn is breaking and all of you are starting to feel exhausted from the long night of trauma dumping and trust fall exercises throughout the campfire session, I think that's where we're calling the session. And when we come back next week, we'll be nearing our journey over towards the city of Greyhawk. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. Welcome to the group, Sophis. I know it's chaotic and took a while to get you in here, but we needed that campfire session. We'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.